Hello, Year 7, and welcome to Week 2, Lesson 2, Colour. Okay, so today we are looking at colour. So, first task for you is invent a new colour. So have a look through all these colours. Can you think of and come up with a new colour and a name of your colour? Pause the video now, have a think, and write down a new colour. It's not easy, is it? Because there are so many different colours out there. Okay, if you've ever had to go try and pick paint, you'll understand just how many there are. So, today's lesson, we're looking at 3 learning objectives: to describe light as being made up of all colours, to use a prism to separate colours, and to analyze why we see things in color. So, can you copy down this diagram, please? So you can pause the video and copy this diagram down. And then, once you've done that, have a go using the next slide in order to complete your diagram. That's what your diagram should look like. The 7 primary color, or the 7 colors splitting. That's what the order looks like. And I like to remember it with Richard of York gave battle in vain. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. And there you are. That's what the colors look like. Where have you seen that before? A rainbow! You're right, because a rainbow is a splitting of colors. So, what are we talking about? Each of these colors of the spectrum has a slightly different wave. What's the difference, you ask me? It is the wavelength. So each of the colors in the spectrum, those colors we just learnt, and you should have written down, they have slightly different waves. They've got slightly different wavelengths. But how does that make them split from from white light into their different colors? Well, if we could see the waves, which we can't because they're traveling incredibly quickly, they would look like this. Okay, the different waves, all of them together in white light, but then they splitting into their different colors. So the different colors have different wavelengths, which means they are bent or refracted, which we've learned in previous lessons, by different amounts. So, you should remember that waves are refracted due to their change in speed. So when a wave enters a different medium or different density of medium, so glass is more dense than air, the wave changes speed. But our white light has got multiple waves in it. So each of those waves is changing speed by different amounts, which means it is being refracted by different amounts. So red light is refracted the least because it has the longest wavelength, and violet light is refracted the most because it has the shortest wavelength. So can you pause the video now and make a note of that? Red, it's refracted the least because it's got the longest wavelength, and violet is refracted the most because it has the shortest wavelength. So, seeing color. We know that we see objects from the light reflecting off the object and into our eyes, but how do we see those colors? So if you remember, the reason you can see your keyboard is light is reflecting off that keyboard, into your eye. But why are you seeing that keyboard as that color? Why are you seeing your computer as that color? Light is bouncing off it into your eye, but why does it look red or why does it look green? How are we seeing those colors? Well, colors are made by mixing other colors of light. So we've got 3 primary colors of light, which we use to make all the other colors. Can you think you can tell me from primary school what those 3 primary colors are? If you can do that, can you tell me what the secondary colors are? So if we mix 2 of those primary colors together, we can get some secondary colors. Do you know what they are? Well, here they are. Red, green, and blue are our primary colors, and magenta, yellow, and cyan are our secondary colors. And you notice when we red, green, and blue mix, right in the center of that, they form white light. Yes, that's right. That is why white light is white. It's formed of the 3 primary colors, red, green, and blue. And that's why when we split it, we see all the other colors. So why does a red ball look red? Well, the 3 primary colors traveling as white light hit the red ball, but only the red ball is reflected. The snooker ball absorbs the other 2 colors. So it absorbs the blue, it absorbs the green waves, but it reflects the red wave. So only the red light is reflected into your eye, which is why that red snooker ball will look red. Pause the video now and make a note of why my red snooker ball looks red. So, same thing again. Why does a green snooker ball look green? Because it is absorbing the other 2 colors. It's absorbing the red, it's absorbing the blue, it's reflecting the green. And so only the green is reflected to your eye. And then last but not least, why does something look black? It's because the snooker ball, the black snooker ball, number 8, if you've ever played pool before, it absorbs all the colors of the spectrum, so no light is reflected to your eye, so that's why it appears black. It's because it is reflecting none of the colors of the spectrum. And then why does a white ball look white? It doesn't absorb any of the colors of the spectrum, and so all of the white light is reflected into your eye. And if you remember from earlier on in the lesson, if we reflect all the different colors, we then see white light. And then last but not least, we're getting a bit more complex here. Why does magenta look magenta? Because if you remember from our color wheel earlier on, it is reflecting red and blue. So red and blue together make the color magenta. And it is absorbing the green. So this Venn diagram shows how the primary colors, if you add 2 primary colors together, they form a secondary color, and if you add the 3 primary colors together, they form white light. But that's no fun just looking at a Venn diagram. So we're going to use this interesting contraption and show you how it works. So with 1 primary color, you have 1 color. If you add a second primary color, they form a tertiary color, a secondary color. Then if you add the 3rd primary color, we now have 3 secondary colors, yellow, magenta, and cyan. And we also have white light in the center. There you go. Okay, yes, 7. I hope you enjoyed that little video of us using the color wheel to mix the colors. Now, I want you guys to look at show my homework, please. And there's a number of worksheets on there. All right, there's 3 levels of worksheets first, called the color worksheet. I want you to only complete 1 depending on your level and depending on how much you've understood so far. So if you're struggling a little bit with this topic, do the easy one. If you sort of get it, do the middle or medium level one. And if you get it, you understand absolutely everything, complete the high level worksheet for me. And then once you've done one of those, can you please then upload it to show my homework to show me that you've done that worksheet, please. All right, remember, you need to be uploading your worksheets once you've completed them to show my homework, to the homework task for that specific day. Okay, we're now going to move on, and for each of these, you need to either write down red, green, or blue, or a combination of all of them, or none of them. So, a red ball reflects what? Quickly write down red, blue, green, or a combination of them. A red ball reflects red light. Well done if you wrote red light down. If I'm going too quickly for you, make sure you are pausing the video so that you can get those answers written. Next one. A red ball absorbs what then? So it's reflected red light. So what light has it absorbed? Green and blue light. Well done if you wrote green and blue down. Next one. A blue ball. A blue ball reflects what color? Blue light. If you wrote blue light down, well done. A green ball absorbs what? What color is a green ball absorbing? It is absorbing red and blue light. Well done if you wrote red. A yellow ball. Things are getting a little trickier now. A yellow ball reflects ... red and green light. Because remember, yellow is a combination of red and green. It's a secondary color. A magenta ball reflects ... Hint, it's a secondary color, so you're going to have two colors written down. Pause the video and write down what two colors is it reflecting? Red and blue light. If you wrote red and blue light down, well done, guys. A cyan ball absorbs. Remember, it's a secondary color. Red light. Okay, it's reflecting two other colors, so it is absorbing only one of the primary colors, which is red. A black ball absorbs ... Pause the video and write it down if you think you know. It absorbs all light. That's why it looks black, if you remember from earlier in the video. And last but not least, a white ball absorbs no light. That's why white looks white. It's why white light looks white, and it's why white objects look white. Gosh, that is a mouthful trying to say quickly. So, we're now going to learn something about objects with filters. So, filters are special types of materials that only let certain colors of light pass through them, but then they absorb all the other colors. So, we can use different colored filters placed in front of your eye to see what effect they have on your vision. So things like tissue or that scratchy plastic paper that you can get in wrapping sometimes with different colors. If you look through that, all of that is only one color. So a red filter absorbs all the colors apart from red light. So it's sort of like a red object, except instead of reflecting the light, it's absorbing the others and letting red light through. A blue filter, therefore, lets only blue light through and absorbs all the other colors. And lo and behold, a green filter is going to absorb all the colors except green light. It's only going to let green light through. So that is how filters work. They're absorbing all the colors except one. So write that down for me, please. Pause the video and write that down. So a red ball in red light will therefore reflect red. It'll appear red because it's reflecting red. A red ball in green light, though, is going to look black. And that's what, because the red ball only reflects red light and absorbs green light. So if only green light is hitting it, then that green light's going to be absorbed. And so that ball is going to appear black. So one more time. So with the filter, so we've got a green filter on here. It's stopping all of the colors except green light. So you've only got green light coming in. That black object is actually red. But because red objects absorb blue and green and only reflect red, it's absorbing that green light. So there's no light being reflected to your eye. And therefore, because of that, the red ball appears black. A green ball in green light, though, it's going to reflect that green light to your eye, and so it's going to look green. A green ball in blue light, though, is also going to appear black, because a green ball is going to absorb blue light, and so therefore it's going to appear black. A red ball in magenta light is going to appear red. Why, you ask me? It's because magenta is a mixture of red and blue lights. So you're going to have red and blue light shining on the red ball, but the red ball is going to absorb the blue light and only reflect the red light. So even though it's magenta color light, the ball is going to look red still because it's absorbing the blue light. So what I want you to do for me is complete the filter worksheet now on Show My Homework and upload that too. If you're struggling a little bit, at the end of this video, we're going to explain filters a little more with a practical demonstration. Then once we've done that practical demonstration, then complete that worksheet if you're stuck. If you're all right with the worksheet, with the topic of filters, then fire away and have a go at that worksheet. Okay, make sure you are uploading both worksheets, the worksheet of color and the worksheet of filters. Okay, upload both of them to Show My Homework to show us that you have completed your work and you've watched this lesson. Hope you had fun with filters. If you've got some spare time today, have a look around the house and have a look and see if you can make some filters yourself and play around with some different colors. Or better yet, if it's still sunny outside, have a go at see if you can find a prism and see if you can split white light into the different types of colors. Have fun. Color is an absolutely amazing thing. Once you've also finished this lesson, on Show My Homework as well, there is a quiz. That quiz is on all of the different light lessons. So have a go, please, at that Show My Homework quiz on all the different light lessons and show me how much you have understood. Hope you've had fun with this series of lessons. Next lesson, we're moving on to the topic of sound. So make sure you're uploading all of your homework that you've done to show us here at Knole Academy Teachers that you are completing your work. Take care, guys. Stay safe, and you will hear from me tomorrow. We're now going to look at color subtraction. So what I have in my hand is a blue filter. So I'm going to put that blue filter in front of the blue light and nothing happens because the blue filter lets the blue light go through. But if I put the blue filter in front of the red light, we have black because the blue filter does not let the red light travel through.